Today we're looking at how to make a double bar graph in Microsoft Excel. This is also known as a clustered bar or a clustered column chart. This is a type of visualization that allows you to display two or more sets of data using vertical or horizontal bars, which is especially useful when you want to compare the values of two or more categories or groups. So we have an example here using some campaign data over multiple years. And so we're going to go ahead and select that data, and then we're going to go to the Insert tab, and then we can either go to the recommended charts, or we can select the column/bar section here and go from there. And so you can easily see there, it's kind of giving us an example there. But if we go to recommended charts, it often streamlines that process. And so if we see here, we have a column chart that is formatted for us as well. So if we click OK, we have our result there. And you'll see up here that you can quickly modify, for example, the look. If you want to change the looks here really quick, you can do that. You can also adjust the colors of the columns really quickly here as well, and adjust some of those things as well. Now, one thing you can do as well is you can change the chart type. And if you rather go to a bar instead of a column format, then you can simply select the one you want here, and then we'll adjust that to a bar format instead of a column format. So you can use whichever one makes more sense in your data. Another thing you can do here as well is you can change the chart title. And so you could say campaign performance or whatever is relevant to your chart. And then you can also select over here if you want to add access titles. And so in this case, you might call this year, or it might be something else in your case. And then here, this could be revenue or whatever else that you have. So before we move on, let's look at some other modifications that we can make to our chart. So if we click on our chart again, we can click on this plus icon, and we can add things like data labels here, which adds that value for each column or bar. We can undo this, and then another option is we can do a data table. So it kind of mirrors the data table that we have over here. We can see that it is transposed. And then, depending upon the data, you may want to add error bars. You can remove grid lines if you like a little cleaner look. You can remove the legend if you do know what those colors are. You could add a trend line. And in this case, you would have to select a single campaign in order to do that. So that may not always be relevant in this case. You can also get rid of the chart title if you like. You can get rid of the axis titles. And you can also modify the axis if you like. So under the styles here, you can change again the styles. And so we have some of those styles here under insert. And if we go to the chart, you can see that here when we double click on that. But you can also modify those from this paintbrush icon here. You can also change filters if you want to remove certain things from this. So for example, you decide if you do not want 2019 to show up, just like that. And so those selections allow you to quickly and easily modify. You can also select if you didn't want a certain campaign to show up and customize the chart in that way. And so if you get in a spot where maybe this isn't where you want to go, by going on our icon here, selecting our legend, and determining if we want it on the bottom, for example. And then next, let's look at a different type of data set here. And so here we have leads and a close percentage. And so we're going to have to do a modified version of this, but let's go ahead and jump right in. So again, we'll select our data. We'll go to our Insert tab, and then again, under Recommended, we can see here it has the one we want here, which has columns for our main data, and then a line chart for our other data. So we'll go ahead and select that. And then again, you have the same options here. You can select the colors and so forth. And now the big difference that you can see here is we have two axes. And so the left one here is our values for our leads. and on the right-hand side, we have the percentage for our close percentage. And so this is a really great way to be able to compare two different types of data, whereas in our original chart, we're comparing so-called apples to apples, because it's all revenue. And so when you're comparing different types of data, this is a very helpful use case. And so when you're comparing different types of data, this is a very efficient display to be able to see what relation the number of leads in your close ratio had to each other. So in summary, creating a well-designed double bar graph in Excel. Creating a well-designed double bar graph in Excel involves carefully thinking about the appearance, adding a secondary axis when needed, and designing your. So in summary, as you look at creating a double bar graph, make sure to pay special thought to the colors you want to use and the layout you want to use to best represent the data that you're using. So that way the end result is understandable and useful for what you need. To take your project to the next level, consider using Coefficient's suite of software tools to both streamline the process of handling, analyzing, and visualizing your data, making it easier than ever to generate professional grade graphs and charts. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.